gets pissed because he realizes he ain't winning when it comes to this whole Ty situation. He's being petty. So then he gets up, checks out of the conversation, then tells Mimi that she needs Ritalin. She gets mad, calls him a whack bitch. All of this transpires in front of Faith, y'all. Shay Mack got tired of penny pinching, so she apologized. Let's go ahead and get into this.
Can we just talk? Can we just talk about
What's going on, everybody? Returning into my channel. It's your girl Nesha here, back in the cut once again. Welcome to all of my new, old, and potential subscribers. You're greatly appreciated, alright? Alright, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this. We start this thing off with Scrappy and Bambi. Bambi has a new hair company that she is promoting. Kudos to you, girl. And Scrappy, he has a new single. So they decided to do this party together. Scrappy's been going through a whole lot. So this event for him is just a way to get his mind off of everything that has been going on in his life. From his mama not getting along with Bambi mama to the wreck. You know, he's still traumatized by that whole wreck. Getting everything together. He has a baby now and another child. And so he's trying to work on a lot. Kirk and Rashida, they are talking to Mama D and they're like, where is Scrappy? Because he done disappeared. He did his little intro or whatever. And then after that, he was gone. So they're like, is everything good with him? And Mama D says, you know what? I really would like y'all to go talk to him because he's going through some things. So Kendra's there and Kendra tells us that, you can lie on lie detector tests. So I don't really believe Karlie when she's saying all that. And plus, she done caused so much drama and fracas in my life to where I ain't caring like that, okay? And she kind of tells her, we were at the shop and Jock really got upset. She's like, no, look, he really feeling you. He was upset because he don't want them girls coming for his relationship. And she's like, yeah, whatever. And she says, you know what? I've been in the hotel ever since that situation happened. She's like, what? The hotel? Yeah, I can't stay in the house with Jaceel. I can't do that because I'm feeling some type of way. I do miss him though, but I just can't deal with it. I can't be that type of girl. So they go find Scrappy, who's sitting at the bar, and he just tells them, basically all that I told you, right? He's just feeling away. He got this baby. He has Bambi. He's still suffering from what happened with that car wreck and healing and stuff like that. Then he has his daughter that he's worried about. Then his family just can't seem to get along. And he hasn't even talked to the passenger of the car that he was in when he had that wreck. So he's like, all of this is weighing on me. I found out that, what's his name? I can't even remember the guy's name. But he finds out that he's back in Atlanta and he doesn't, he hasn't talked to him since everything happened. So he's like, I'm wondering if I should reach out or if not. I haven't been a really good friend. And they tell him basically you should reach out, talk to him, see where his mind is, let him know how you feel, and y'all just work that thing out together. Now, I think it's wrong, but I see how you've been busy, but still Scrappy is wrong. Now, y'all were both in a devastating situation. Like you said, he said it was nothing you could do to avoid it, but you were the one driving, so you feel responsible. But I just feel like being that y'all was in a situation, a near-death experience like that, you should have at least been talking to him and he to you. You've constantly said about how he was worse off than you and his recovery process is just taking much longer than yours is. And so I felt like you could have been there for him because technically he wouldn't have been in that situation had it not been for you when y'all was driving. Now, I can't remember when you was driving and he was in the passenger seat. Now, I can't remember the details of that, but I know it was really bad. And I think they said he had fell asleep. Anyway, if y'all remember, comment down below, let your girl know. Let's have a conversation about what had happened. Do you feel that he should have reached out to the passenger of the car? Should he have reached out and, stayed into communication with him? Especially because they were both in a situation. I think Scrappy was wrong for that. And it could be why he's really feeling down on himself right now. So now we're in the studio with Pooh, Shay Mac, and Akbar. And y'all remember that He-Man hooked Akbar up with Pooh. So now she's been, ever since introduced them to each other, she's been in the studio with Akbar and just supporting. And so she's working on this new single. She talks about the fact that her and Spice are now talking. They're thinking about working on a project. She says, you know what? She seems to be a cool girl, but, you know, I don't just be trusting people like that. But I'll give her a chance, you know. If she don't burn me, we good type situation. They start talking about Karlie and her lie detector test results. You know, Pooh ain't feeling it. Pooh don't believe it because you did that when you knew good and well nobody else was there to confirm that you're taking this and that it's being done properly and that you didn't actually make up some stuff, okay? Then Shay Mac tells us, you know what, I actually apologized to Karlie for what I did the last time I saw her. Pooh rolled her eyes because she ain't understanding why you doing that, because you know that is Pooh's enemy. She ain't really, look, there's no reason for you to apologize. The world needed to know her age. Look, I apologized to Karlie because I'm tired of penny pinching. I was like, girl, I'm so glad that you apologized because I felt like it was wrong. And especially how you kept talking about how broke you were, but then you go out and allow another woman to influence you into exposing someone's age at their engagement party. The whole thing was effed up. So I'm really happy that Shay Mac did apologize. That Pooh starts, you know, getting all in her feelings again and how she don't like Karlie and all of this. And so Akbar told her, you know what? You are too old to be constantly acting like this. Like, let it go. It is time to let it go, move on. You don't need to be this chick friend and she don't want to be your friend. Why are you acting like a teenager? She ain't say that, but she wanted to say that. Now, if I could take Akbar serious, I would be giving her kudos for her advice. But Akbar, you need to take your own advice because you literally start all this drama with all these other females, specifically Shakana, and you're going to have the nerve to tell Pooh that she's an adult and she don't need to be acting like that. Well, what do you say for yourself? You're in the same boat as her. So, you know, it's all about the messenger. You know, it was a good message, but the messenger just ruined it for me, okay? So now we're over with Mimi, Karlie, and Ty. We're talking about how Ty lost the playoffs, but she's there. She's going to be there for a while. She's thinking about meeting up with Stevie J, but Mimi don't want that to happen because I guess she feels like we're not going to get anywhere anyway. We talk about Pooh and her drama at the brunch and how that whole thing transpired. I'm telling you, it was classic. If you missed my last week review, go ahead and watch that thing. About 5 times I watched my own video, and y'all know I don't like watching my own stuff, okay? We talk about the lie detector test and how she feels like it proved that Pooh was a liar. But girl, I'm sorry. I'm going to need you to do the lie detector test again at the reunion in order for me to really understand. But then again, like Kendra said, people can pass the lie detector test easily and be lying their butt off. Eva, she's with her dad, and Mimi still feels away because Stevie J has been, you know, shooting slick shots at Ty. For some reason, he just likes to poke fun at her. And Ty tells Karlie, look, I'm going to go meet up with Stevie J. I know that Mimi don't want me to do this, but I need to do this. It's something that has to happen. So she plans to go meet up. And her and Karlie just in cahoots with this whole thing, not letting Mimi know. So Scrappy, he meets up with Casino. That's his name. The passenger of the, when he had that car wreck, his name is Casino. And so they're at a church and they talk that he's had several hernias, reconstructive surgeries. He just doesn't feel good. He's just like, ever since that wreck, he's had so much going on with him. And he just feels like his friend Scrappy was not there for him. So Scrappy feels bad. He actually tears up and he's like, look, you know, I'm sorry. Let's do better and let's just move on. But I've already told y'all, I just feel like through this whole process, he should have just been there for him. I know how some people are. It's like, if I'm going through things in my life, I can't help you go through the things that you're going through. But it's just sometimes just having that friend there, knowing that, you know what, we in this thing together. I'm going through this as long as I got my bro with me. We was in this wreck together. We nearly lost our lives together. The least we can do is get through this thing together. And so I think that's all Casino was looking for. The Stevie J at the gym. Your girl meets up with them, Ty. And so they're talking about Eva, and she says how he really doesn't take care of her. He really doesn't care. Only when it's convenient, he posts her. He's like one of those social media dads or whatever. I kind of feel like it's not Ty's place to be going and saying the things that she's saying. That is something that needs to take place between Mimi and Stevie J. That particular thing, yes, you're there as her partner, so naturally, you're going to see things happen. You're going to be there. You're just going to do your part and help her take care of Eva. But for you to go there and try to confront him about the type of father he is, I felt like that was out of place for her. So then they do a one-on-one. Stevie J, obviously, he's losing. This is a professional basketball player, okay? Ty is. So I'm like, really, Stevie, you thought you was going to win that one? But if she lost the game, the one-on-one, that she was supposed to dress like a girl. And then if she wins, then he was supposed to go on social media and post a public apology. He says that the reason why he lost is because he allowed her to win. And the reason why he allowed her to win is because she ain't won a championship, so he felt like that's the least he could do. I'm like, Stevie J butt is so freaking petty. So we go over to Scrap DeLeon and his business partner. Didn't catch his name, but anyway, y'all remember Scrap is working on that restaurant, and he also recently purchased a home because he has custody. I believe his name is King. So now he's doing what he has to do as a father. He dreamt about this when he was in jail. And so now he's out and he's able to actually make something pop. So he invites Kirk, Scrappy, Jock, and Shay Mack over, and they're doing like a little taste test or whatever. Of course, they're going to love it. They're not going to tell you it's bad. Kirk is also having his grand opening. I believe it was going to be that following Friday, so he invited them to come over and support him as well. Shay Mack, he wants the gig to be the DJ for the grand opening, but then Jock was like, I don't know, because when you opened up or when you did the DJing for Karlie, like, you embarrassed her. You kind of put a salty taste in people's mouths. And she's like, nah, I apologize. You know, I'm not going to do that anymore. Blase, blase. Kirk says he believes in giving second chances, but y'all know good and well the reason why he's like that is because your girl Rashida gave him several freaking chances. So it's only right for him to allow somebody else a second chance, okay? And Jock and Scrappy walk outside, and Scrappy can tell that Jock is a little stressed, so he tells him, he like, look, I got some good news because Bam came home and told me some things that Kendra said when we were at that single release party. So he's like, I got some good news for my bro. So he's like, say, what's going on with you? So they, chop it up real small talk or whatever. So then he says, look, Kendra says that she missed you. So then Scrappy tells him, look, you need to go ahead and go and get your woman. Not that I need to take your advice, but I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do. Jock, you don't got to play hard for us. We know that you've been in your bedroom crying, missing Kendra because she was the best thing that happened to you. We know that, Jock. Go ahead and get your girl. So now we go over to the studio with Spice, Akbar, and Sierra. Sierra comes there. She's trying to apologize because of the way that whole meeting went with Akbar, He-Man, and who else was there? Stevie J. When Sierra came there and she kept saying, what's going on with you, Stevie J and Scrap? What's going on with you and Pooh? Like, just stuff, right? Just stuff that ain't have nothing to do with the business meeting. So now she apologized because she misses her friend. And she's like, but what about when you threw the water and when you were talking about my kids? She's like, I understand how it feels because I didn't have my kids. I think she said for like a year. She didn't have her kids because she didn't have nowhere to stay. So she understands where Akbar is coming from and she realizes she shouldn't have said that. Akbar says deep down underneath that Maybelline, she knows that Sierra loves her and she loves Sierra. So now we're at the grand opening of the Frost Bistro. We're there with pretty much everybody. Sierra and BK O'Sara behind is there. Jock's walking along. Shekinah walks up and she's like, look, what's going on, friend? Are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm all right. She's like, look, man, I feel responsible for everything that happened because y'all know she the one that told Karlie. But she told Karlie don't tell nobody. But you know you can't tell Karlie nothing because she can't hold water. So then Karlie goes over and tells Stina. And so this is how all that mess has started. And that was like the final straw for Kendra. So now she's like carrying all this burden because she's like, oh my gosh, I'm the reason. So what can I do to help my friend? He's like, look, I'm thinking about some things. I got some stuff in the works. I'm planning. And she's like, well, what is it? What you need help with? Because, Kendra, your girl, you need to be with her. Jock, she is the one. And he's like, I know that. And he's like, look, I got some stuff, but I don't know if I can tell you because you might tell somebody. lips sealed. I learned my lesson. I'm not going to say anything. So they kind of walk off and they start planning or continue the planning phase or whatever he's going to do for Kendra. So Karlie and Ty like meet up, go over to the side, and they're talking about what's the tea? What happened when you went to go see Stevie J? Was that a good meeting? What transpired? So then she tells her, look, he ended up apologizing, but this is what this dude says. So he said, Tamara Young, you have been drafted to hashtag Danger Zone Dolls, LOL. Just keep it sexy with your posts or I'm not going to let you win and you'll be rocking that skirt and them sexy pumps. Now, y'all remember that if he was to, or if she was to lose, that she was supposed to wear the skirt and the sexy pumps. So he's saying, I'll let you win. He don't want to take that L. Just take that L, Stevie J. Sierra comes over and brags to the girl that BK got her a trip to Paris for her birthday. And so they're like, hold up, girl, I thought you wasn't even with him no more. And she's like, listen, I know, but I ain't gonna give him no chance. I'm like, girl, you just about stupid. I'm just not going to even entertain that anymore. So then Karlie, she says that some of Karlie's messy juice or messy tendencies, I guess, them rubbed off on her because she was able to dig up some dirt on Pooh, but she's going to save it. It's like a little bullet in the chamber for her. She going to save it for the opportunity that she needed, and I'm pretty sure she's just going to use that thing when it comes to this reunion. So now we go over to Mimi and Ty's house. Ty did not inform Mimi that Stevie J and Faith Evans were on their way over there to discuss what all happened. This is Ty's last night at the house, and so Mimi thought it was just going to be a personal thing. But no, Ty's trying to get to the bottom of this whole Stevie J situation. What can we do to all be able to exist and not have to go at each other's necks, okay? So Mimi not too happy about it, but she's welcoming. She allows them to come in, and they sit down, and they get to talking. So they get to talking about that Instagram post that he put up, which was supposed to be his public apology to Ty. And so he did not make Faith Evans aware of what he said. So she reads it, and she's like, oh my gosh, I need some wine. This is too crazy. Stevie, I could have helped you out with a public apology. Why did you have to say this? Like, that was very petty, but it wouldn't be Stevie J had he said anything else. So then Stevie J feels like everybody just ganging up against him, like he's like innocent, right? He victim now. Wait, like everybody got something to say about what I did. First of all, this is supposed to be between me and Mimi, so I felt like he was trying to politely tell Faith Evans, like, mind your business, but he won't say that because that's his wife he got to go home with, okay? So then he gets up, he dismisses the conversation. He's like, look, I'm done. He tells Mimi that she needs to be on Ritalin. Mimi gets pissed off. She calls him a whack. Bitches go off from there. She's constantly cussing him out. He's saying some things. I think he mentioned his Peter, maybe about sucking it. I don't know. Like, he said some things. Faith Evans, the whole time, she's sitting there like, oh my gosh, people, really? Like, can we keep it down? You can tell she's not used to all that. But that's how I go down on Love and Hip Hop, baby. You're going to have to get with the program. Honestly, y'all, as I was sitting there watching this, I said, wow, you see, my husband, had that been my husband, even though this is his baby mama, but had that been my husband and she's like cursing him out like that, I'm sorry, that's still my husband. It's a level of respect. You're not going to disrespect him. Now, if y'all going to do that together by yourself, y'all can, but as a woman, and this is my man, you're not going to do that. Only thing he says you need Ritalin. I don't know, maybe truth to that, but he didn't call you out of your name. And so I just was a little uncomfortable with that whole scene because I felt like, and then again, some people are going to say, well, Nesha, what was Faith supposed to do? You know, had she said something, might have pissed Mimi off, so then now they going back and forth. I get it, but it was just very uncomfortable. So now we're at the masquerade party. This that situation that Young Jock and Shekinah was working on, okay? This the thing that he had kind of just walked off and he didn't tell nobody on camera. So that's what he was planning for Kendra. And so she's in there and she's like, where are we? And she said, girl, it's okay. These some people, I know they good people. So they just go there, they find a table, they sit down. They had a mask on and she doesn't know that her family is there. her Love and Hip Hop cast that actually care for their relationship are there. And you see Jock, he walks out. He has his mask on. She's like, I think I done seen a ghost. She's like, no, girl. Oh, my gosh. I didn't know that he was going to be here. I wouldn't have you uncomfortable. And she's like, yeah, because if you would have told me that Jock was going to be here, I wouldn't have come, Shekinah. And she's like, girl, I know. I'm so sorry. So then Jock comes up. He's like, you don't got to apologize. So then she's looking around. He said, I would like everybody to take their mask off. So when they take their mask off, she sees her mother and she sees the rest of the cast or whatever. And so it's just so cute. And I'm so happy for them. So then by the time she turns around, he's on his knees and she's just crying and shaking. Scrappy tells her, girl, put your hand out there. Put your hand out. So then she puts her hand out there. She basically says yes. And there's a moment where they go off to the side and she's like, look, Jasiel, are you really prepared for forever with me? Is this what you want? And he's like, look, it wouldn't be any other way. I wouldn't have it any other way. I love you. And y'all, I truly believe that. I absolutely believe that he loves that girl. So now, you know, they have to have their final word. Jock says he's cutting off people. He's going to make this work. Stevie says they should be concerned with Eva and that's it. Basically, I just want to co-parent with Mimi. I ain't trying to make this no more complicated than it has to be. Ty's heading out, so Mimi, Eva, and Ty, they go out and they just have a good time before she leaves. Karlie says Pooh can't lie about her anymore because y'all know she got that lie to take the test. But again, Karlie, I ain't gonna believe it until you take it live on Love and Hip Hop where everybody can see. Pooh realizes that friendship is good, but it's just not all that important to her at this point when it comes down to Karlie and this whole situation. So she's going to close that chapter. Spice, you know, she's continuously fighting against colorism and achieving the American dream, honey. Then you got Scrappy. He wants another baby and he's just happy with where his family is right now. Scrap De Leon, he has his house. He's working on his restaurant. And so he's just feeling himself right now. Side note, Scrap, mow that yard. Lastly, Rashida says, you know what? Her and her husband are a work in process. So they're going to continue to do what they got to do. Regardless of what's going on with this whole Jasmine situation. That's her man. She's going to stick by her man. I'm not fighting against that. I believe that, you know, you should try to make it work. All right, y'all. That's all I have. Go ahead. Get into the comments. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Are you feeling Jock? The fact that he proposed to Kendra. Do you feel that she's too much for him? I know there's some stuff going around to where people feeling like Kendra is just way out of his league. I heard some things about him going back and forth with people on Instagram recently. I hate that he had to come out of character in order to put people in their place, but sometimes trolls will piss you off. What do y'all feel about Mimi disrespecting Stevie J in front of his wife? Do y'all feel like Faith Evans should have stepped up and said something? Do you feel like she was right for the way she handled it? I don't know, y'all. I felt some type of way. I was a little bit uncomfortable watching it because it's just weird for me. Like, I couldn't let another woman, I don't care who that woman is, baby mama or not, disrespect my husband like that. It's just, that's just me. Until next time, bye.
Yeah, low key and maybe high key. I been peeped that you like.